Presenting Talkative.
See, all you gotta do to make creepy music is just play chords wrong.
Presenting Talkative's Adversarial Fair.
Fellowshipping with brothers and sisters in Christ while discussing the world of the arts.
Is this good, or do I need to move it higher?
That's perfect, actually.
Awesome.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
We are ready.
Okay, so here's a thing that I noticed that we didn't do last time.
Uh-huh.
We didn't introduce ourselves, like, at all.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
Well, I mean, I'm new.
Yeah, but me and Kevin, we didn't introduce ourselves.
Well, everyone knows who we are.
Sick.
That's fair. But,
They kind of know you. You've been shown in, like, mystery, in, like, the shadows.
For now.
No, he's
for
talking about
future
that.
10 years from now, when you're looking back at our old catalog, we know you too. In spirit.
Damn.
Anyway, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Scott Sowers. I am the fearless leader of the editorial, and also the most handsome of the bunch.
No, he's not.
I'm Kevin Spence. I got corralled into this to do audio, but the deal was I had to have my own show too, and I'm on the podcast too.
You make it sound like you're only getting, like, the bad end of things. Like, there's no good to that.
Okay, you're right. That's unfair. My salary is not bad. I'm thankful for how I'm reimbursed.
Let's stick to that, Jack.
Hello, I am Jack Bolin. I am the slave of the editorial, a.k.a. the editor. And I have been, stuck in the basement for, 5 years now? So...
This is just Sling at Scott week.
Yeah.
Actually, I was telling Jack this, because this next video I'm working on, I take a jab at Jack, and I was telling him that. And then Jack goes, so does that mean I can take a jab at you? And I stop for a second, I'm like, Jack, all your videos take jabs at me. Every single one.
My slave driver, my vengeful boss.
My vengeful boss.
Even Micah. I think that's just something I'm going to have to live with.
You have a very insulting face.
Insultable face?
Yeah,
Maybe.
whatever it's called.
I mean, that's a word I just came up with, but if I have an insulting face, what does that mean?
You have a very punchable face.
Just your
I
eyes
don't know.
just silently spew insults, I guess.
Yes, yeah. Speaking of eyes, everyone,
Kevin
so
has
we just
beautiful eyes.
we just recorded Kevin's video, and so I'm looking through the camera to make sure it's all good and dandy. But one of
You
the
did
most
not know how good and dandy it was, did you?
What do you mean?
My eyes.
Oh, well, no, I mean, like, people for centuries have been complimenting Kevin's eyes, but like,
Since the dawn of time.
you don't fully realize it. Like, I looked into the camera, and the most piercing aspect in the camera is Kevin's eyes. He has just like the light reflecting off his blue eyes, it's like laser beams.
We'll see if that still applies when the only other thing in the shot is a white wall.
That's true. It's true. It's just, we moved, by the way, everyone. So
Welcome to the new studio.
yeah, we're in Kevin's bedroom right now.
A very acoustically sound bedroom.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
That's yet to be seen.
Yeah.
Okay. So so we have topics, and we kind of just stumbled our way into one.
Yeah.
But the first one we're talking about is what we're working on. Kevin, I like to ask first because he's the most ambitious of us, I think.
That's true.
Or, I mean, like, everything I'm working on, or I wouldn't say that. It's just everything I'm working on is right here. Like, it's the editorial.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Kevin, what are you working on?
Well, as of an hour ago, my deliveries, when I'm going to be recorded, and it's very, it's one thing to write words, it's another thing to say words, so whenever that first video of mine comes out, feel free to be brutal.
Oh, I will
about,
be. Don't worry.
I wasn't talking to you. But whoever's listening, feel free to, criticize as much as you want. I may adopt your criticism. I may throw some of my own back. But, yeah, so I've got a new aspect of art to work on, which is performance and delivery in vocalizing my ideas. I'm working on teaching. I've got, I think, 12 students now in piano, and that's an art form all its own. Be able to teach from the 6-year-old who is being forced to do this to the 29-year-old who, Parker, if you're listening, you're great.
Yeah, why don't you just say hi to everyone? You don't have to
No,
say all their names.
some of them are children who should not be publicly called out, but Parker, I can call you out. Parker's a metalhead who decided he needed to learn how to play piano. And his band, actually, I should shout out his band, which
He has a band and he doesn't know how to play piano?
well, he's a vocalist. He's the
Okay.
he's the guy who screams.
I was about to say.
Oh,
in
he's
his
a
band.
screamer.
Very
Ooh.
much. Scott, you might. I don't know. I don't know
Can
if
we
you'd
say
like
his
it
band
or not.
on mic?
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up, but
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely gonna.
Because I want to listen.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Meshuggah. Meshuggah. That's MESHEGGAHH, I think.
That is way more letters than I was expecting.
I know that several letters were doubled that did not need to be. Oh, I'm sorry, not 2 H's, just 1 H. MESH. Wait, that's a different. Oh, that's a band that Parker recommended.
Oh.
I think Entropist is what
We
I'm looking
just
for.
plugged a band, just a
gonna be,
random brand.
Horribly satanic.
There we go.
Oh no!
Entropist is this guy's band. ENTROPIST. They
Gotcha.
could be satanic. I cannot tell at all what he's saying when he sings, but it sounds kind of cool, you know.
And if they are demonic, just blame all of us.
See, I hope what everyone listening, I hope everyone kind of catalogs in their mind like Kevin's slow descent into metal. I feel like that's
No.
gonna happen.
It's
No.
gonna happen.
Like Kevin is giving more and more praise to metal as I've known him.
I'm
Dude.
giving more and more praise to metal fans and saying I respect you a little more. I'm not saying I like metal. I on the way home from my first lesson with this guy, I listened to his band and I was like, this makes me want to drive off the road. But anyway,
Kevin, it's
they're
gonna
ve-
happen. It's gonna happen,
I
Kevin.
can't predict the future, so maybe it will.
It happened. It happened to me, Kevin.
I just, if nothing else, just notice the more and more just sort of praise. Like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. That's what I've been noticing with Kevin.
Yeah.
I fear this future.
I don't know, Jack. You have any quarrels with editing?
I don't like your face, Scott. I need you to rip it off.
Maybe I will.
Just because he asked.
Just because I asked.
Subscribe to my Patreon, and I will rip my face off.
It's like
On
the
camera.
it's like the beginning of that weird Mr. Beast video.
Which Mr. Beast video?
Like when he blows up the hospital.
What?
Like you
What
don't
was that?
you guys don't know the weird
the-
animation one?
That's the Dark Knight, my friend.
Dark Knight?
Oh, are you talking about Meat Canyon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then say Meat Canyon video,
Oh.
Jack.
I'm not good with words if y'all couldn't tell.
I love Meat Canyon though. He's so stinking funny.
I know.
It's creepy, bro.
He is creepy, but the amount of effort he puts into those videos, those stupid videos.
That is admirable. Yes.
I don't know. Is there anything else, Jack?
I mean, I've been writing, so that's been fun. I'm currently writing a book that I hope to turn into a graphic novel called The Twisted Kingdom. Nice. It is I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very interesting story. that I have not yet written down because I have been busy with editing.
Well, like you've written parts of it before, though, right?
Oh yeah, this has been like the 20th rewrite.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm excited to finally see it actually, come out. That's gonna be really, really cool. I've been writing this for like 4 years now, so that's been really fun. But yeah, other than that, I've just been editing for the editorial. Not much else.
Cool. As for me, yeah, just editorial stuff, writing editorial. I might as well just say it. The video I'm working on right now is Barbie. We're gonna be reviewing Barbie, and it's I'm really excited for this one.
So first of all, it's a masterpiece. Go watch it.
The movie?
Totally.
Oh,
It is a masterpiece, 10 out of 10. Anyone, if you want to watch it, do it. Scott is very wrong in his opinion about it.
Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna even say anything. Just watch the video when it comes out. When it comes to the videos, I've been noticing that, like, we've been doing less and less skits.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because it's hard for me to be funny right now. Like,
He's very depressed.
no, that's not it. I realized how that sounded after I said that. It's just like right now where my emphasis is at is like I'm focused on the content right now.
Yeah.
Like when I first started the editorial, I was more like trying to work on like my showmanship and stuff.
Yeah.
So like making it a proper show and stuff. So I was more focused on skits. Now, I mean, not saying that I wasn't like didn't have an emphasis on scripts, but I knew more of what I wanted to do.
Yeah. I still find it so funny that at the beginning of all of this, like beginning of this year, you had no intention of like any of us joining. You just wanted it to be like a one-man show. But then, the first video comes out and then it was Micah. He was just like, hey.
It wasn't just Micah, but yeah.
It was like pretty much a lot of people. And then like one like Thursday night at worship practice for our church, I walk up to him and he's like, you want to start editing videos for me? I'm like, okay. That sounds fun. So you can blame me for the monstrosity that 7 was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What was it about? sorry. A friend just texted me and I just.
Pay attention, Scott.
Was it important?
Yeah, actually. So.
You want to take a call on the line?
No, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna make fun of the person. When I'm on here, I'm just like, I'm punchy.
It's very true.
But so with the Barbie video, I'm gonna focus on this one gag that's gonna be very what's the word I'm looking for?
Burn.
Convoluted.
You're gonna have to keep your eyes up.
Yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun.
I'm really hoping one day people will understand that joke.
What joke?
What's the word? Burn. Something like that.
Well, you can start with us two because we don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Oh, so it's from the original Little Mermaid because I think it was my mom, but my aunt. It was my mom and my aunt, but they watched The Little Mermaid all the freaking time.
How nice.
So that song is just engraved in my head, and now every time somebody says, what's the word, burn comes into my mind. And bird. But, I think that one's the more well-known one.
You're
Alright.
just too popular.
I guess, yeah. It was a massive shift in like responsibility, and so now I'm like conflicted whether I want to choke him out or.
Well, whoever you are, if you're listening, Scott just abandoned you.
Was it L or Micah?
No.
Then I have no idea.
Was it,
Actually, I do need my phone because that's where I know what we're talking about.
That's how we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So what's next?
What's next? We're gonna skip that one.
No. What is it,
It's
Scott?
too graphic.
What is it, Scott? Allude to it.
Yeah, we can talk about. Okay, so let's next section is the latest videos. What are you guys' thoughts?
The latest videos.
Yeah, so Kevin hasn't watched the Amazing Spider-Man one, but
Full. I've seen minutes of it.
I have seen hours of it, Kevin.
Yeah, well, you get paid to do that, so.
I don't get paid. What are you talking about?
Jack, shush. Get me on some charges. But I was thinking that we've all seen Jack's video, so we can talk about that one.
The Dark Revival.
Yeah. Both me and Kevin, after watching the video fully, both said, "Wonder how much this game costs."
Yeah.
He was actually at my house he was watching the video to looking over it to see if I needed to change anything. And I just see him make this weird face, and I'm like, oh, is he judging me? Did I do something stupid? No, he just pulls out his phone, opens Steam, and he just goes, oh, the game's like $30? No, thank you.
Kind of a cheapskate.
Meanwhile, I have, games that are like
cheapskate.
$70.
Haven't touched them yet?
No, I have.
Okay.
I'll get to that later. I'll get to that in the recommendations. Anyway.
I like buying old games when they're $20.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially nowadays when games aren't really well polished and stuff.
Yeah, you have to wait more for it to be
I know.
a functioning game.
Yeah, it's like Cyberpunk.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not that we would play a soulless and, words are failing me. Not that we would play a game like that that's so full of debauchery and,
Yeah.
Yeah. You can choose your genital size? Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I think you can do that in Baldur's Gate 3. I think everyone was memeing on that.
Really?
I know. I think
That game is actually functioning, though, from what I hear.
Yeah, I guess it's like a really, really good game. I
Let's
wonder
all go
why.
change your PP size. Maybe I shouldn't say that on a Christian podcast.
Well, it's too late, Scott. You already done it.
I can't edit it. I'm not going to.
You're not going to, but you can. Also, am I too close to the mic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I too close to the mic? I've been going
No.
in really.
Hang out.
Hey, baby.
Let me whisper in your ear.
Don't become the elementary school Minecraft.
It's for real estate.
We were talking about when, because like I said, Kevin just recorded his video, and I'm telling Kevin that he's gonna probably come up with more critiques than I can.
Yeah.
Ooh, me or
Just because
Kevin?
I like being the best.
Oh, okay. Like no one ever was?
Who?
Like no one ever was?
No one was ever what?
The best? You want to be the best?
I wanna
like no
be the very best. When no one
ever was.
That's I don't know this.
As my videos will continue to prove, I have very obscure music taste, so I don't know what.
He likes J-pop.
I don't even know what that is.
Let's just leave him in the dark. But
Yeah.
but yes, Kevin, he was he said the one thing that so far everyone on the crew has said. I should have memorized my intro before.
I know.
And I should have written a shorter. Well, for the sake of my memory, I should have written a shorter one.
Yeah. Just the performance part is just so sneaking funny to me because we all run into the exact same.
I know.
Because none of us know what we're doing.
I
Yeah.
mean, now I can actually, I fully have memorized my intro and outro.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
But I'm gonna change mine.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna change it.
The intro or the outro?
Intro.
Intro.
I want to make it way shorter.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Scott Sowers.
Hi, I'm Scott. Nice to meet you. Video now. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so next is what we've been consuming. As Christian brothers and sisters, it's a good idea to check up on each other, make sure that we're not polluted.
Playing anything like Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, how dare you?
Yeah, but just throw ideas around. Make sure we're strong in the gospel. So, Kevin, you're up first.
Let's see.
Kevin's like, I shouldn't talk about that one.
Oh crap! I forgot to delete that off my history.
Yikes. This is not super recent, but I watched the first couple episodes of The Man in the High Castle.
Ooh.
Which, have you guys seen that?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
It's a basic but excellent premise where basically, what if the Axis powers won World War II?
Oh, interesting.
So-
Oh yeah, I do know that one.
And it's fascinating. This isn't really spoilers, but it's a scene where a guy breaks down, his car breaks down, and then he's getting help from like a laundry truck driver or something weird like that. And it's a sunny day, but then it starts to snow, seemingly. And the guy whose car broke down is like, what's going on? There's not a cloud in the sky. And the guy who's helping him is like, oh, there's a hospital like across the forest over there. And
Gotcha.
they're burning like the old and crippled people.
Oh.
And
Gosh,
then
ooh.
it like released the ash and stuff in the sky. So it's just a crazy picture of the temperaments that were leading the Axis powers in the day, and praise God that we beat them. So,
Yeah.
and besides that sentiment, there's also lots of other intriguing questions that the show poses. And
Give us one.
how far should your allegiances lie, no matter who they're to? Like, should you put your personal loved ones' safety and well-being above the potential safety and well-being of thousands of citizens?
Gotcha.
Which, when you have your wife in front of you, like, and you have to choose whether she is hurt or dies or whatever, or choose to maybe protect the lives of millions,
Yeah.
but even their safety isn't assured, it's just a conundrum. So, yep, and it's an Amazon production, so the production value is very high, and it doesn't feel like it's produced by Amazon because you have no idea what the political leanings are that the producers are coming from, which is very appreciated, of course. And maybe that'll change when I'm more than 2 episodes in, but
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Amazon is weird. Like, I think their streaming service sucks,
Yeah.
but just mainly for their catalog. But then they have like just these like phenomenal,
originals.
yeah,
Yep.
or
Yeah.
from what I hear, because I don't watch a ton of them. But like Invincible, gosh, that's a good show.
I
man.
need to watch Invincible.
That's an original, an Amazon show?
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, it's not an original idea, but
Yeah. They made it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's. Don't watch Invincible if you're not ready for like some intense gore.
Oh yeah.
There are some scenes in there where I was just.
I want to go home.
Discomfortable.
Oh yeah. The train scene for anyone.
Oh
who's-
my gosh.
For anyone who's seen that,
I've seen that one.
that one I think people say the first scene where it like really shows the gore is like the worst scene. I think the train is the worst.
Yeah, the train's the worst, man.
Anyway, I don't want to give away too many spoilers. Is that all you want to talk about, Kevin?
No, but all the names of the bands that I'm loving to listen to right now are failing me.
We can talk about that later.
We can talk about
Yeah.
We have another segment that goes good with that. Jack, what about you?
All right, listen up, people. I recommend, and I have been playing and loving, the Resident Evil 4 remake. Yep.
So we've heard.
So you've heard.
I've heard it more than you guys.
It's true. I keep like going, like every time I see it, I'm like, dude, this game's awesome. But no, I played the original 2 years ago, and I really, really liked it. And then they announced the remake late last year, actually. And yeah, I've just been loving it ever since. The DLC, the Separate Ways campaign, just came out, I want to say 3 weeks ago, actually. So I've been playing
Really?
that. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I was really surprised about that too, because the remake came out in March, late March. So it was only like 6-9 months or something. Or yeah, because it came out last month, late last month. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, it's like $10 too for like a 5-hour expansion. So yeah, it's like $10. The game is pricey. It's like $60, but
That's not necessarily pricey. That's just
pricey.
pricey for me.
Yeah,
I don't have money.
yeah, but it's still a really, really great game overall. I would review it, but Scott told me to wait.
I did tell him to wait.
And we obey orders.
If we
Amen.
don't, we'll lose our
Hey,
kneecaps. But yeah, other than that,
like it's not just
Sorry?
Jack, everyone. Okay, it's everyone.
everyone has like that one like favorite video game, show, movie, or song they want to review, but Scott told us to not to. We wanna refine our craft more.
Yeah, I guarantee you guys gonna love me for it because you're gonna.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're
Yeah.
actually gonna be able to do the games and stuff justice.
Yeah.
I did my first video on my favorite band ever with one of their favorite songs that they've ever made, and you didn't tell me to not do that.
I thought you said it wasn't your favorite.
It's not my favorite. That would be RL's. Go listen to RL's by Snarky Puppy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you still have your all-time favorite thing to review.
I do.
Okay. Yeah, because I reviewed God of War. I freaking love God of War.
Okay, good. We want to make sure you're not, holding double standards.
No. Micah so badly wants to review Ender's Game, and I told him no.
Well, he can do more than one book.
Yeah,
Before
he is working on it.
Yeah, I've heard he's got
He
something
better.
in the works.
I think I like the fact that Mike is never posts.
He's this obscure background guy that people forget exists, and then
Right?
Yeah.
He's been the
he'll drop
dude,
something.
He's got some novelty to him.
He's the background guy who's you see at the end of every video of Scott's, and he just shows up every like year or so, just
Yeah.
like, hey, what's up?
I don't think a lot of people know who that guy is in the end. Yeah, that's
Oh,
Micah.
yeah, that's Micah. He's the blind and the blind and whatever,
And dumb.
the blind and deaf dumb
Something
book
like that.
reviewer.
It's a Ender's Game reference.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is that all you want to talk about?
Oh, I've also it's this really small, not small, but it's a creator team on YouTube. Actually, they produced a show called Murder Drones. It's this show about robots on an alien planet, and they go out and kill a bunch of humans.
That sounds
And this is what?
original.
This is a horror comedy series, which is a weird combination to me. I don't know why.
Huh.
But it's like right here on YouTube. It's by Glitch Productions. They produced a other show that actually inspired me to write my own story called Meta Runner. I was disappointed about the ending for one specific scene, but yeah. They had two lesbians kissing. Ruined the whole vibe for me, man.
Honestly, sometimes.
So yeah, that's what I've been consuming. I've been consuming a bunch of other things. I've been playing Rain World. That review's
Respect.
coming. That review's coming.
How is that?
I got 2 hours in, and then I got the Separate Ways DLC, and then I stopped playing it entirely. So I'm sorry, Real. I will play it eventually.
Is Rain World like really hard?
Kinda.
I find it hard.
I mean, I got used to the controls pretty early.
Early?
I got controls. I got used to the controls pretty early on, but it feels like Super Mario to me almost, just on mouse and keyboard.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. You do insta-die though.
Yeah.
That's the
what I-
hard part. So it kind of reminds me of that one game. It's like that's one game on the Wii U that I played. It's like the bald guy with the green jumpsuit.
Is there any like outright storytelling in Rain World, or is it more like
I don't know
subtle?
yet, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Every time I play the game, I get on a Discord call with Real, just so he can, explain what the heck is going on. But other than that, the games I'm currently playing or going to play are BioShock and BioShock Infinite. What was the other one? We Happy Few, and then Fallout 4, I believe.
Play a Plague Tale.
Huh?
Play a Plague Tale.
Play a Plague Tale.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the the real in-time timer where you have to wait like 1,000 years to get to the end?
No, that's
Because I'm pretty sure I know you told me to play that.
Yeah, I did, but I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, the one I'm talking about is set during the Black Plague.
Ooh.
And there's rats everywhere, and it's phenomenal.
Huh. Just play Lies of P and tell me how you think. So that
My dad actually wants to play Lies of P, I think.
your dad likes Bloodborne games or
Yeah.
Soulsborne games. I think it's what they're
I
called.
will eventually, because I want to know what everyone has been raving about it, but I will eventually play Elden Ring. I'm going to play Elden Ring eventually, because my dad has it on Steam. Me and him share libraries at the moment. I will play Elden Ring. I don't know if my computer will handle that, but it's handled Resident Evil 4, so, I mean, barely, but,
I mean, I'm not concerned about the computer handling Elden Ring. I'm concerned about me handling Elden Ring.
You're not the one playing it, Scotty boy.
Yeah, but do you like hard games?
I find them enjoyable.
Really?
Seriously, I mean, it depends, honestly. Like, I do enjoy a challenge. Like, the professional mode, like the hardest difficulty in the Resident Evil 4 is very brutal. You don't have any audio. You don't have any auto saves. You don't have any. Yeah, like you have to manually. And if you want to get like the highest rank you can get, so like the ranks, it goes from like D, C, B, A, and then S, and then the S plus. So to get the S plus rank, you have to beat the game, I think within like 2.5 hours.
The whole game?
The whole game. It's like, so originally when you first play, it's a 12-hour game on your first playthrough. Usually every single Resident Evil game is like 7 hours. So, but Resi 4 and then Resi 5 and 6, which I'm dreading getting to, are all the longer games. Resident Evil 6, I think, still holds the longest title in the series. So, but now I'm able to beat the main story within like 2.5 hours anyway.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'm not proud of my playtime on that game. I have like,
As long as you can admit that.
I'm not proud of it, but I have because I have ADHD, so my brain works, like an idiot.
My brother uses that excuse for everything.
But yeah, so I have ADHD, so it's really hard for me to focus sometimes, but I'll just put a sermon or I'll just put the Bible app on my phone and just listen to that. It's surprisingly really helpful.
Huh.
Like, I have gotten so much knowledge from just playing a video game while listening to sermons.
How many people out there have listened to the Bible while they play Resident Evil?
I know!
Not many.
I know. My grandma actually said something about that. I was playing Resident Evil 8 when I was staying with them for like, it was like when my parents went to Vegas. I played Resident Evil 8 while listening to Proverbs because it's like 2 hours. So I'm like, oh, I'll just like keep rereading Proverbs over and over again. She just comes down there and she's just like, I don't think a third-person shooter is a good game to play while playing Resident Evil. And I just look at her and I'm like, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say this once because I've already had a humongous conversation about this. Is Portal a shooter game?
Yes.
No.
Why not?
It's a puzzle game.
It is a puzzle game, but is it also a shooter game?
Yes. You have a gun that you use to kill.
Well,
Kill. When do you kill? I mean,
You kill robots.
You shoot robots sometimes.
I'm not talking about the killing part, but you do shoot a gun, and I think
Yes.
that's enough.
Yes.
In first person.
Yeah, we had this whole debate at like 1 a.m.
I don't want to get into it. I just want to hear Kevin's.
No.
Thing. No,
No.
because you don't kill.
Well, you don't shoot a gun that's designed to kill. You shoot a gun that makes portals.
Yeah,
Yes, but you still.
I'm
shoot
debating
the
the
gun.
killing part. That's my thing. I don't think killing is exactly necessary for a shooter. Game.
My thing is, it has a gun, it shoots, and it's first person. So therefore, it is a first person shooter
That's my
puzzle
thing
game.
too, but nobody agrees with me apparently.
Apparently,
Except this guy.
It basically came out when like somebody asked me, "Oh, what kind of games do you play?" And I said, like I don't really have a specific genre I like. I just tend to play shooter games."
I play horror games.
Yeah, so like I play Apex. I was saying, play Apex. I play Shotgun Farmers. I play this and this. And I said Portal because I'm thinking just gun, and it's same mechanics basically in
Yeah.
my head.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah, people don't share the sentiment, and so that's why I said Portal, and then that just started this huge debate. But
Right.
Yeah.
While me and him were playing Portal together, I'm sorry, I touched the mic. What did I do? We'll fix it in post. Hold on.
okay, so we're gonna go to what we recommend. Kevin, you said you had some thoughts, some bands, some music.
Yeah. So
I already got what I wanted to recommend out.
This is sort of a twofold recommendation. I'll keep coming back to this because they continue to be brilliant. But I just saw Snarky Puppy live, and they were great. And it reminded me of some of the songs on their new album that I didn't listen to as much, but should have. So Mean Green is a relatively short track for them. So for you plebs who don't want your songs to be more than 10 minutes long, you can listen to
Even
this.
10 minutes is a lot. I see a 6-minute song. I'm like, okay.
No, dude, I'll listen to like 17 minutes of video game soundtracks, dude.
Well, this is
Okay.
one song, but yeah, that one's only 5 minutes, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I can do 5 minutes.
And then Ric Flair by the little known, excuse the adjacent profanity, Tom McGuire and the Brass Holes. Great song about, as far as I can tell, a member of their band who looks like Superman and wears his underwear on the outside of his clothes.
What?
But he gets all the girls and can play anything.
Okay.
So very funky, very
See, Scott-
cool,
Scott, we figured it out. You just have to wear your underwear on the outside,
and it has to be red.
and it has to be red.
That was quirky enough.
Nah, come on, man, you can be more.
I don't know, man.
It's pretty weird already.
I think I've spent on all my character credits.
Your character credits.
I couldn't put it into attractiveness, so I said, "Here, let me try to be funny." And I think I'm as funny as I'll be.
So not at all funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Brass holes.
The Brass Holes.
I also recommend Murder Drones, like I said. It's a really, really good show, hoping they don't add any lesbians. But season 1, I think, is currently wrapping up right now. It's again by Glitch Productions, and the actual person who made it is Liam Vickers. He is a smaller YouTube than Glitch, and yeah, I recommend Murder Drones. It's a really, really fun show. Yeah, killer soundtrack too. It reminds me a lot of Portal. It's like Portal. It's like this Portal electric orchestra almost. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but Murder Drones' soundtrack is very, very unique, and I freaking love it. Oh yeah.
If you guys like YouTube kind of art projects or video projects, stuff like that, like series made by small creators. I just watched. I mean, he's not necessarily a small creator because he made the Backroom series, but
Oh, Kane Pixels.
yeah, Kane Pixels. I just finished watching. What is it called?
He was in a mall, and there was this puppet chasing him, right?
Thanks for spoiling it, Jack. Give me a second. Let me find the name. The Oldest View.
The Oldest View.
I'm not sure if there's going to be more episodes, but from the ending, it looks like it's done. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But if you like horror kind of stuff, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I got to watch the end of it today, actually, with
Yeah.
Scott.
The monster is really silly looking. I'm just gonna show this for Kevin because I have no, he doesn't have any context. But
All right, I pull up my phone, y'all.
so sorry guys.
no,
There's no video for this.
I'm
but-
gonna-
I'll try to describe. He's holding his arms, his hands up by his shoulders.
He's currently not wearing pants.
Well,
Cut that, please. Cut that, please.
oh, that'll be up to the discretion of our leader.
I'm a master like this.
And then he's showing me his top 6 teeth.
Gosh. Yeah. But the puppet looks really silly, and it's like on wheels. Like it's this big puppet thing that's on wheels,
Yeah.
but it's weirdly like terrifying. Like I actually screamed like when he. You know how in horror movies how they turn around and then there's the monster.
Yeah.
They did one of those. And wait, what was took me off guard about that is that he does that like the whole video, where he's turning back and you're expecting a monster to be at the
Oh yeah.
because you just know cliches, right? And he keeps doing that and nothing happens. And so after a while, you get this sense of security that nothing's gonna be behind him.
Oh yeah. I'm safe.
Yeah, and then there's the monster. He's like,
What I really like, kind of going back to that, is again going back to Resident Evil. Resident Evil 7. They have this one kind of scare like that, but there was no noise at all. So you go into this room to retrieve like an item and stuff, but when you open the door, the monster's just standing right there. But if you guys want you video game nerds out there, go play the Resident Evil 2 remake. The Stalker.
play Resident Evil.
Just play Resident
just
Evil.
say that.
Well, I mean, some of the games are kind of crap.
Just say play Resident Evil. It's obvious
Just
that
play.
you're just gonna recommend everyone.
Okay, I mean, I am gonna review every single one.
I said recommend, but yeah.
I know, but I'm still gonna review every single one. But yeah, Mr. X is terrifying. You want like an unstoppable enemy? Just go play that. Yeah. Scott's just standing over here like he's just jumping up and down like a lunatic, just like yeah.
Oh no, he was not.
No, I'm a bopper. I bopped my head.
I felt very good whenever I saw you bopping your head. That's the equivalent of you moshing.
Yeah,
That's how you
pretty
know
much.
you made it in life. When Scott's bobbing his head up and down, you know you've made it. You know
Yeah.
you know.
It was. I mean, like not even like it was quality.
Yeah.
I'm not musical enough to like praise it as well as I should.
Well,
but
then I will. We are great because.
We are great because of me.
Oh no, Michael.
Michael's sick.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Michael is so cool because he's also just like he's a bassist, but he's like
Yep.
the star of the show.
He can also compete against Dylan in Super Smash Brothers.
He can.
Respect.
Respect.
I went with Michael to this Smash tournament though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. If he plays against the right people like us, he'll win all the time. But.
True. Right, being terrible at Smash.
He died to me with Bowser.
Michael?
No,
Oh.
me.
Like you were
Last
about.
time, yesterday when we played.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you kept using that stupid grab move. Oh gosh.
I didn't mean to keep trying to use it. I was trying to like do nice like.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
You still suck, Scott.
but yeah, Michael's fantastic. The guitarist, can't remember his name.
Caleb.
He's
Clob.
really good. He's got some stage performance, like head
Oh,
waving.
yeah.
Like he has really curly hair, doesn't he?
Wavy.
Yeah, so
Long
you can't
wave.
really like headbang with that. But
Yeah, he also wears a hat on stage usually, so that restricts his locks a little bit.
yeah, but he's really fun to watch. But I mean, of course, I'm biased when I say this, but of course, it's the most fun for me to see Kevin because I don't know how to explain Kevin's like stage presence. It's like very rigid, but like passionate.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like a plank of wood that just loves his music.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There you go.
That's what it is. And did they let you play more with that one? Because I feel like you played more or had more moments in that show than the last one I saw.
There were quite a few shows in between those, so I don't really
No.
recall.
Oh.
But I got more like solo intros and stuff this show than usual.
Okay.
I still need to go to one of you guys' shows.
Please do.
The one I wanted to go to, I text Scott and just like, hey, are you going to Kevin's concert? And he's like, oh yeah, I guess it's like 21 and up.
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
was dumb. What was the venue? Your mom's house. Super cool venue, but
oh yeah,
please change that policy. You don't need to do
yeah, yeah.
Just give me the X. I'm fine with it. That doesn't wash. I mean, it will wash off. I just don't care enough to wash it off.
Yeah.
care to wash what off?
When you enter bars, they or venues like that, they put an X on your hand.
Oh,
21.
The bartender can be like, no booze
can I
for
have
you.
a wine?
Were you
mister?
there?
Oh, wine.
No, was it. I can't remember if it was Polyphia or Royal Coda, where we were waiting in line and they were doing the X stuff. But first he was saying, "Can you show me your ID? Can you show me your ID?" And then when they got to our group,
Yeah.
just all me, Micah, whoever else was there, we just said we're under 21. We just said that. And he's like, just put the X on your hands. And he's like, I still need to see your ID. I'm like, but we just told you we're not 21.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
It's like, who's gonna go into a bar and like admit that they can't drink alcohol? Like, what's the point of that?
Maybe it's for
Good boys, Christian boys.
Well, yeah, but yeah,
It might be for tickets because ticket prices are different depending on if you're 21 or not.
Oh,
but if I just say I'm 21 or I'm below 21, just give me the price or.
But if you're below
Yeah.
21, then you pay more, and they don't want to have to like. Then you could claim they charged me more for a ticket even though I'm 21. But
gotcha.
I don't know. But in that
It's-
case, you probably had paid for the ticket already. So
It's literally like the meme of the dad and the son
Oh.
going to the restaurant and it's like, yes, my son is below the age of 10. Even though it's like, Dad, I'm 21.
But yeah, the show was fantastic. Oh, I didn't mention the drummer. I left the drummer out.
Blake.
Drummer's fantastic too.
Rip.
I was so jealous of him. I'm jealous of every drummer I see. I'm just like, why can't I do that?
You just need what's his name?
Larnell Lewis. Yeah, that's who I was
No.
thinking. Jameson Ross. Oh, yeah.
You need J.K. Simmons to teach you.
Oh.
Oh.
There you go.
You know what I found out about him?
Really?
He was actually going to be a conductor
Really?
before he got into acting.
Really?
Hmm.
Interesting.
Well, good. A lot of students were saved from being abused.
So on the podcast episode, last podcast episode, we just started talking about Spider-Man Lotus, our extreme distaste for it, and but we did not have enough time to go into the controversy of it. And okay, do any of you two know what happened?
The director
He said a
racist stuff.
no word.
Yeah. And I mean, there's more to the story, but
And
that's
it was a while ago, right?
yeah.
Someone like unearthed it.
Yeah. I can't wait to tell you that. So this is the whole story. I mean, this is the whole story from what I know. I may be missing context.
According to some number of internet sources.
Yeah, so just if I say anything wrong, say anything misleading, please tell me. Scream at me, do all that. So,
I'll do that anyway, Scott.
so this is what happened. So, actually, I'm just gonna go straight up with the whole story. So, Gavin, the director, he did not like the MCU Spider-Man stuff because it's not the most comic accurate. That's a different topic. But
We'll get to that later.
in my opinion, the MCU stuff is just kind of shallow in a way. It's not. It's just touching parts of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But it's not diving deep, and so that's why a lot of people have frustrations with it. Yeah. So Gavin said, "Hey, let's make the greatest Spider-Man story of all time, aka Spider-Man 2." I'm kind of regurgitating some of Cosmonaut's points. But so basically this kid who was like 10 at the time started becoming friends with Gavin, who was maybe 19, somewhere around there. 18, maybe even younger. I don't know the ages of the time, but they're all very young.
Yeah.
And so Gavin just starts saying like the N-word a ton. Gavin and the Spider-Man actor. And so they just start saying the N-word a ton. So this boy, Matt, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He got pushed out of the process because he wanted to be part of the Spider-Man stuff. And so he got pushed out of the project.
Is he still like a kid?
I think he's like 15 now. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe 16.
Yeah, if he was 10 around the time this all happened. Yeah.
And then so he goes, "Okay, so you pushed me out of this project." And so everyone knows about Spider-Man Lotus at this point. Like,
Yeah, everyone was like hyping it up. Everyone was like super excited. They were like
Donating.
funding it. Yeah.
and so the hype is peak. John Watts, the director of the
Oh yeah, I heard about that. He like
right Watts.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it was Watts.
Okay, yeah, Webb is the other guy.
Yeah.
Watts does the Homecoming movies, and he even said that was a fantastic trailer. And so what this kid does is he goes back in all the messages
Oh no.
and leaks all the N-word stuff. All yeah, I mean it was. I think for the most part it was just them saying the N-word. I think that's all he leaked, and then he started leaking parts of the movie.
Oh dear.
And so he's sending all of this out. And then the VFX people, the music people, they're saying like, this director is horrible. We're never working with this guy again. We are leaving the project.
Oh.
And so apparently there is some abuse in the background too with just those departments.
Yeah.
And then there was the costume people that were saying like, please, like it's not just these two movies. Can you please just watch the film because everyone else is a part of this. It's not just these two people. And then Gavin, or maybe it was the actor, one of them is saying, well, look, I'm sorry, guys. I came from a conservative family and I didn't know that this was wrong, blah, 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 blah.
If you came from a conservative family, you definitely know 100% that this is wrong.
Well, I mean, that's the debate people bring up, right? So,
I mean, then again, it does depend on what type of conservative you are.
yeah. But, and then so, yeah, but as, here's where I'll get into trouble.
Yeah.
All the messages I found, like I'm excluding like the abuse of the other departments right now because pretty much everyone got mad at him for saying the N-word. But from what I can find, it was just him saying the N-word.
Yeah, nothing like super racist, right? Like he wasn't like attacking people.
I don't believe, to my knowledge.
To your knowledge, right?
So,
I remember Gavin did like an apology video where he, explained it.
well, of course he did an apology video.
Then it comes on. I regret nothing.
So, that being said, is this a situation where you can split art from artist, and was the reaction to it like understandable?
Well, that's a hard question.
I'm gonna be honest. I really want to know Kevin's.
Okay.
You think I have some deep philosophical well of opinions?
No,
Yes.
I mean no. I just
I do always have opinions though. So.
yeah.
Because I need time to come up with my answer too.
Let's see. Your question was twofold. One, what?
Let's get the first question. Is this a situation where you can go? Actually, let's answer the
Second one first.
let's do that one first because I think that can put in perspective.
Okay.
Was the reaction to it just like, should everyone be calling Gavin like a huge racist or bigot or?
I think I would say no. Like they should have asked for more information. I think he should have expected people to say that. Like, if you're going around throwing around the N-word, people are going to call you racist.
Yeah.
And I would say, I would go so far as to say there's a good chance you are at least a little racist. If either that or your ego is so big that you feel okay doing that.
Yeah.
But to attack him as like, I don't know what all they said, but get the facts before you say categorical statements like you're an enormous racist or you're a bigot or whatever it is they're saying. So to question his character at a bare minimum, absolutely, that's justified.
Yeah.
Not only justified, but it should be required of thinking people, I'd say.
Yeah.
In society today, you can't use words like that and have a completely clean slate of character, I'd say. And then you couple that with everything else that people are, that like abuse.
Yeah.
Like, yep, makes sense. Like, I feel like those two things go hand in hand. I would like to see the context in which he said these words because I do think that matters. But
oh, and another thing I forgot to mention too, for added context,
Yeah.
is he was like really big when it came to his movie. It's like, this is the greatest Spider-Man movie
Yeah.
you'll
Oh yeah,
ever
he was
watch.
like gloating and everything. Like, this is the greatest story you will ever find. There
Yeah.
will be nothing like this. When it comes out, it's just complete crap.
so if he had a clean slate otherwise, and then people were like, he used the N-word, then it might be like, I wonder why he did that. But since he has far from a clean slate of character, it makes a lot of sense to say he was he was attacking people, or at the least, or maybe he's a racist.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I'm in the same boat as Kevin, but I think people's reactions were kind of both, if that makes sense.
Both of what?
Both overreaction and underreaction.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to boil down a whole demographic of people to justified or not justified.
Yeah, because I'm not denying that, racism is still a problem in our society today. I can't speak. But I think it was Morgan Freeman who said it.
Sorry, that was just like an out of nowhere name. Keep going.
What do you mean? He's black. It's not out of nowhere.
But I think he said it best is to combat racism. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But to combat it is shut up. Just shut up about it.
Which kind of speaks against the conversation we're having right now.
I know my brain goes in like many different directions.
But I don't know. I don't think I agree with Morgan Freeman on that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance to it. But
This is like a 2-hour conversation.
yeah,
Not even 2 hours. This is just.
Gosh, I cannot find the tweets. I think when it comes, I think there is a sense of know when to shut up and don't shut up.
Yeah.
I think when we keep talking about racism and keep bringing it out and just keep
inserting it into context where it
Yeah.
it doesn't belong.
exactly
Yeah,
it ramps it up. It makes people think about it way more than they should, and then you just come to these conclusions that everything's racist. But at the
Yeah.
exact same time, awareness is still important. And it's like I'm not one to say racism doesn't exist.
Yep.
I'm one to say that racism applies to all sides, everyone.
including white boys.
And where I wouldn't like here's my thing. If I don't want to call Gavin or the Spider-Man actor, I forget his name. I am very very slow to call someone racist if I see zero context on
Yeah.
or see zero like actual malice towards a race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I think what he did was dumb. Like say the N-word, okay, that's dumb.
It wasn't just dumb. It was like he had to know he was going to hurt people
yeah,
with that, whether he meant it against an entire race or not.
exactly. But I wouldn't automatically categorize him as a racist
Yeah.
just because of that. Obviously, he probably used it because he thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And it's not.
It's not.
But, you got to understand, like,
Teenagers are kind of stupid.
Yeah, imagine all the things we've said in the segment
I know, right?
that were so dumb.
we're dumb. And it's just, he thought he was safe. He wasn't.
He was the one out here like, go watch my movie. It's going to be sick. And didn't expect people to look into his
Go support my
past statements.
Patreon.
Exactly. So it's just, I don't think this guy's a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
And there's evidence for that beyond he used the N-word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't find the text for the life of me. And I'm sorry, you're probably just going to have to find it yourself, Kevin, after this.
I can't imagine that I could do a better internet search than you.
Well, I mean, I'm not doing the very best because I'm also trying to keep tabs on the podcast. But so yeah, I would focus on different aspects like the FX team and the music team.
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
what was he doing there?
I mean, if he was actually abusing the employees, then, again, that's another, bad thing to add to his record. And
Yeah.
if they were telling the truth, yikes. But you also can't rule out that maybe these people were saying this type of stuff to save their own butts. Maybe they were doing the same thing or something.
Maybe.
But again, we don't really know much, if anything.
One thing that's very helpful is that we're not in conflict about should we recommend this movie to someone, because
We don't.
yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. So,
that it is kind of perfect that like it was just a horrible
I know.
movie.
he could have been the director could have been Mother Teresa, and we'd still say garbage movie.
Garbage.
But at least his ego was definitely chopped down after this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that gives us in the second question. Let's say Lotus was a fantastic movie.
It was everything Scott wanted.
Yes.
Everything Gavin wanted.
Everything Gavin wanted.
Could we separate it from the artist? And I guess, okay, within the question, what does separating art from artist mean to you guys?
Well, separating art from artist to me, it just means pretty much just I look at the main guy who's running the company or the whole main guy in the project, and I kind of separate them from the project. But nowadays, that's kind of hard to do when there's like multiple other people in the project. Thousands of people, yeah.
In some cases.
But because I think this actually kind of happened recently with a video game series that came out last year, and the dude was outed as a pedophile, of course.
Which game was this?
Oh yeah, it was the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative, one of the games.
Oh, one of the fan games.
Yeah, it was Five Nights.
What is with fans, man?
I know.
If you
I mean, to be fair, this is the Five Nights at Freddy's community, so they're either going to
Yeah.
be furries or pedophiles.
or furry pedophiles.
Or
Is there really a difference in the
But yeah,
others, man?
because my thing is, I still enjoy and play the games, but my reasoning is, A, there's been solid evidence, you know, he's seeking help now, for one. He's been very open about that, and he's actually doing it. But two, the game falls under Click Team Studios now. So it falls under, like, it falls under Scott Coffin and Game Jolt and
It's
all
not
that.
officially associated with him anymore.
But
I don't know, Kevin. What about you?
yeah, he'll probably explain it better than me.
Well, that's assuming we have the same opinion. But I would classify separating art from the artist as like if you consume media and essentially pay for it, whether that's in the form of buying a movie ticket or like watching something that is paid for by ads, and you see the ads, whatever the form of you consuming it is that ultimately gives money to the creators, if you do that without a thought to what kind of people created it or what they've done, then you're separating the art from the artist. But if you consider who am I supporting with this, or it doesn't even have to be that big, like what are the people who make this good people, in my opinion? And if you don't think they are, then you choose not to consume that media. Because anything less than that, as a definition of separating art from the artist, I feel like is just abstract. Like, in my head, I don't think about them. I know they're a bad person, but I still consume this media, or whatever. So the actual action of separating them is deciding not to or to consume something, regardless of what the creators are like.
So is that just?
Generally, or in the case of Lotus?
Let's go with generally.
Yes, I think it is. It does get more complicated when you're working with conglomerates where there's thousands or hundreds of people involved.
Yeah.
But I don't think any morally sane, or I guess maybe that's too strong a word, a morally consistent person can like buy a painting from a child molester, or like pay for concert tickets to see a band that like assaults women or whatever. And it's easier when it's individuals like that, where you're literally giving money to them because you're perpetuating their ability to do those things by either leaving them in the context, like their professional context, where they can do those things. Like in the case of the band, maybe the women they're assaulting are the women that have to be around them because it's their job. And by paying the band to perform, you're enabling them to do that. So yes, separating the art from the artist, I think not separating the art from the artist is worthwhile if it's a question of, am I going to give them money?
Okay.
So I don't think I have an answer for you or myself when it comes to something like the Spider-Man Lotus production team, because should we ignore that piece of art based on the character of one person involved? I kind of lean towards no, especially because the art itself isn't like bad or sinful. It almost is, just because of how terrible it is. But
It's almost as sinful as, how terrible and boring it was. But I will say, I am surprised both me and Kevin watched it in our first sitting. Still took a week.
well, that's because I did it in the 2 hours before I had to talk about it. So
Yeah, you guys were more forced to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
does that answer your questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Jack, when it comes to Spider-Man Lotus specifically?
Well, I wouldn't watch it because, it's boring, but just.
Well, if it was great.
If it was
let's say it was fantastic and you want...
2 towers level immaculate.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, I think I kind of agree with Kevin in the fact, or I might be, misunderstanding what he said, but
I did say a lot of words.
you did say a lot of words. But if Spider-Man Lotus was like the greatest like Spider-Man piece of media ever, and it was just one guy, sure, I would have watched it. It's like that would be helping support like the people who actually like helped work on it, and yeah.
So so what about what people are doing now, where it's like where we went to watch the film just to review it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is doing that because this is the N-word Spider-Man. Everyone wants to see how bad it is.
Yeah.
Is that right to do? Is it right to point out you're watching this movie because this person is terrible?
I don't think so, no. Or wait.
So you would be saying what we did was wrong.
Well, what was our motivation for watching it? Was it
I wanted to personally see how it was. Like, is everything people are saying, is it like actually like this super boring, really sappy movie, or is it like the greatest piece of media ever? That was my reasoning, and then I finally watched it because I saw that you finished it when you posted on Twitter. I'm like, oh, okay, so I have somebody to actually talk to about it.
Okay.
But that was my reasoning behind it. But for the people who go and watch it just because to like go make fun of it, I don't think that's really a good thing. Because
Why?
Well, because it's kind of hard to explain.
this controversial opinion is really hard for me to
Sorry if I sound vindictive. This is just kind of how I operate in questions like these.
gotta drive to the heart of the issue.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like art, like TVs and shows, should be watched because you want to watch it, not because you just want to make fun of it. I mean, that's what happened with Velma, and that's what enabled them to make a season 2.
I thought they canceled that though.
They did.
I thought they did.
I
Anyway,
hope they did.
tangent.
But because I feel like if you go to watch something to make fun of it, that's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? That's not really going to watch a movie because you want to go watch this movie and see like what it is, and then you can have your own opinions about it at the end. Like, oh, I didn't really like this, but other people like this, so that's fine. And I mean, people like Lotus for some reason. So I mean, people do like.
There's a couple good things about the film.
I mean, yeah, the
I
opening,
guess you can
the
leech
opening
on.
sequence.
Opening sequence.
The opening sequence.
The
Sometime.
opening sequence.
The first few minutes with the kid.
The acting wasn't terrible all the time.
That's true. The suit was okay.
I thought it was great. Anyway,
Anyway,
Kevin, what are your thoughts? Is what we as a editorial did just? Well, I guess maybe I should explain why I watched the movie as well. I watched it because I'm a Spider-Man fan.
well, yeah.
That's it. I wanted to watch this overhyped Spider-Man film. That's why I wanted to watch it. But I also thought, to be fair, it would be a good opportunity to understand, like who this guy is, what was he thinking, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So yes, I definitely did watch it partly because I wanted to, because he's N-word Spider-Man. So Kevin, what do you think? Was that just?
Yeah. The ramifications of saying no are pretty enormous because like what's the next movie you're going to walk into that someone says is bad, or someone said someone on the team was bad, and so therefore maybe I shouldn't watch this. So
Right.
that gets very hairy very fast. In our position, I think it is a little unique. Maybe it's exercising a little what's it called? Like when cops can do whatever they want because they're cops. What's that called?
I have zero clue. Let's just say white privilege.
No, it's not white privilege. Something immunity. I'm really demonstrating how little I know about current events, but basically,
World sucks.
it sounds like I'm trying to remove responsibility from ourselves, but if this film comes out, people say this guy used the N-word or this guy assaulted people or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And if we decide that's not enough reason to not watch it, but then we decide that we shouldn't watch it because we would just be making fun of it, if that's the point you're making, is it?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is more like, is it right to, because we are in a sense promoting the movie because of his bad actions, and we're pointing that out.
So you're saying if there wasn't anything scandalous regarding the guy, we would not be as interested in this movie as we are. So therefore, should we be as interested in it
Yes.
as we are? Yeah, because those questions don't have simple answers, and it goes back to what I said about it gets more complicated when there's a giant team behind a single piece of media.
Yeah.
And because that question is so complicated, it's worthwhile to be completely informed about it, which means knowing what the guy did, which I don't. I fell short in knowing what he's done and said.
Yeah.
But it also matters to watch the film, because you can only talk so much about what the guy is like without watching the thing he produced, I guess. And because we're in a context to talk about it, that can help inform other people about how they should handle situations like this, because it's not a black and white thing. It's not.
Yeah.
We can't point to a Bible verse that says don't do this, and we can't appeal to a common sense morality code that we have to say do or don't do this.
Yeah.
So it's worthwhile to talk about, and it's worthwhile to be informed about what we're talking about by watching the thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I think that's a good answer.
Yeah.
I think that falls mostly in line with what I believe. When it comes to separating art and artists, I definitely think it is a conscious issue
Yeah.
where it's, I mean, there's bad people behind I think there's bad people behind pretty much every art piece ever.
When people,
Especially Scott Sau.
well, I was gonna say actually, when people go to one of my band's shows and
Yeah.
pay for it, they're enabling us to waste money by giving us money.
Yeah.
So and that's true for supporting anybody and anything, and that's
Yeah.
sin. Like wasting what God has made us a steward of is a sin.
Yeah.
So what line can you draw that says, I'm not going to support this person because they did this thing that's wrong? So
False Christian advertisement.
it just gets so convoluted, and
It does, and that's why I do say it is a conscious issue where it's
Yeah.
like you have to decide, because art is still a reflection of the artist in some way.
Yeah.
It may not. Kevin looks like he's about to take the biggest sneeze of his life.
Wait, Kevin's about to look what?
do what I just did. The biggest sneeze of my life.
But
Kevin's gonna have
so
a nightmare.
art is a reflection of the artist in some form of his worldview, or maybe what he thinks is his worldview.
Yeah.
And so I honestly think it depends. Like, I don't like, I don't like listening to Kanye's music, but also like when he was on his Nazi kick, I was like, I'm never gonna
You're asking
listen.
people to give you money.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna support this at all. And it's like it's a point where I can't. I literally just can't separate art from the artist, and I think it is a conscious issue whether you can or cannot.
Yeah.
To your conscious.
Yeah, well, yeah, mentally, I don't know. I don't really think. Okay, the only way you can mentally separate the art from the artist is if you're consuming art without having any idea of who the artist is.
Yeah.
But as soon as you do know who the artist is, it's associated with that art.
Exactly.
No matter what you try to do with it. So it comes down to what's the action you're gonna take.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about before, but
Trust God.
Trust God, yeah. And
Just trust God that just think, are you glorifying through him if
Yeah.
you are consuming?
are you glorifying him by watching porn? Pretty much.
there's a very easy answer to that question.
No,
No,
because
you're
it's
not.
adultery.
So we can't watch American Pie tonight?
No.
Sorry, buddy.
If I can't
That was a
have it,
joke, everyone, okay?
Don't go home and do that.
please don't. But if you do, blame Scott Sowers.
And that's why it's important to read your Bible. I'm Scott,
I'm Kevin.
I'm Jack.
and we're unimpressed with the fools. We'll see you guys later.